Hello and welcome to this Saturday's final edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio. I'm Tharuni Karunaratna. First on to your headlines this evening.
News First headline.
Making headlines in local news, all provinces in Sri Lanka will have provincial council and administration with far more powers, says the President. SLPP General Secretary announces disciplinary action against members disregarding party stance. Dayasiri represented faction backs Sajith Premadasa for President. LiDAR technology reveals hidden garden in Polonnaruwa. In news overseas, Air France and Transavia halt Beirut flights until Tuesday over security concerns. And in sports, Australians Ebden and Pearce win men's doubles gold. On to your top story this evening now. The Election Commission convened a special discussion involving election officials, assistant election commissioners and deputy election commissioners to streamline operational procedures and address key concerns. Commissioner General of Elections Saman Sri Ratnayaka emphasised the importance of clarifying doubts related to nomination acceptance and issued circulars. Discussions also focused on meticulous planning for the electoral process, including the printing of essential documents such as nomination papers and bond deposit receipts by the government printer. In addition to these preparations, the Election Commission has scheduled a meeting next week with all secretaries of ministries. 14 candidates have already deposited bonds in anticipation of the upcoming election. Meanwhile, during his visit to Jaffna, President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that he wants to ensure that all provinces in Sri Lanka will have provincial council and administration with far more powers. Here's what he had to say.
No one spoke about the minuses in the provincial council powers established by the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. I asked what is enshrined in the Constitution. There is no plus or minus. Shall I ask you a question now? Everyone is asking me about the devolution of powers for development. The most dire need everywhere is the need for jobs as means of living. They ask what their future will be. Those youth are no different from the youth in the south. There are needs to be significant development. There are political issues that I am trying to solve. The main challenge we faced as a country is overcoming bankruptcy. We solved that issue in July. We are working on this issue after solving that crisis. You must remember that our first issue was bankruptcy. We came here because of economic issues. People first look at the economy of the country. Even here the youth ask me about development and jobs. They do not ask anything else. The youth I've met in the last few days only asked about these.
Meanwhile, General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana Sagara Karyavasam said that the party's Politburo has decided to initiate disciplinary action against individuals found to be working against the party's official stance. The decision has been formally communicated through written notices to all members of parliament, as well as former provincial council and local government representatives. The Politburo, in its latest meeting, made strategic decisions regarding the upcoming presidential election. It was decided to endorse a presidential candidate from the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumuna. Now, disciplinary measures are said to be enforced against any party member found to be supporting candidates outside the endorsed framework. Karyavasam also announced plans to convene district Balamandala. The Anuradhapura district Balamandala is scheduled to convene today, followed by the Galle district Balamandala tomorrow. Now, these meetings are aimed at disseminating decisions and directives set forth by the political committee of the Common People's Front to grassroots party members. Now, in more local news, parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara declared today that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will throw its support behind leader of the Samage Jana Alliance and opposition leader Sajith Premadasa in the upcoming presidential election. Parliamentarian Jayasekara said, quote, "As the SLFP, our central committee has been steadfastly opposed to the current government. Therefore, we cannot extend our support to them," unquote. Emphasizing the party's decision to maintain its stance since November 11, 2023, when it resolved not to align with the government. Parliamentarian Jayasekara underscored the party's commitment to uphold the decision made by its Central Committee, asserting that they have adhered to this directive without deviation. He said that the focus is now on supporting Sajid Premadasa's candidacy to secure victory in the upcoming election and usher in a new era of governance. He reiterated the SLFP's vision of establishing a government characterized by integrity, free from corruption and capable of driving the nation forward. Now in more local news, a car accident claimed the lives of 2 people and left 2 others critically injured near the Parliament grounds this morning. The vehicle was speeding towards Poldua from Setsiripaya. After colliding with a van, the car veered off the road and hit a tree. The impact was so severe that the car was split into 2. The car was split in 2 in the accident and the 4 occupants were injured. The occupants were admitted to the Sri Jayawardhanapura General Hospital and Colombo South Teaching Hospital in Kalubovila. 2 victims had succumbed to their injuries there. Police investigations indicate that excessive speed was the primary cause of this accident. Now the driver of the car has been apprehended and is currently in custody. On to more local news now. Archaeologists have made a groundbreaking discovery in the heart of Sri Lanka, uncovering a hidden garden within the ancient city of Polonnaruwa. Using advanced LiDAR technology, a team led by Professor Prashantha Gunawardana from the University of Kelaniya has unveiled a once thriving garden space concealed beneath the layers of time. This remarkable find marks a significant milestone in Sri Lankan archaeology, as it is the first time that LiDAR technology has been employed in Sri Lanka. LiDAR, which stands for Light Detection and Ranging, utilizes laser pulses to create detailed 3D maps of the terrain, revealing hidden features that would otherwise remain obscured. This cutting-edge technology has revolutionized archaeological exploration worldwide, with notable successes in uncovering lost cities and ancient structures. The newly discovered garden offers a captivating glimpse into the grandeur of Polonnaruwa, a city that flourished as the second kingdom of Sri Lanka between the 11th and 13th centuries. Nestled between the city's northern gate and the royal palace of King Mahaparakramabahu, the garden boasts intricate waterworks, including 4 interconnected ponds, as well as a planned road system enclosed with brick walls. Now, Professor Gunawardana believes that the garden's design shares similarities with the iconic gardens of Sigiriya, suggesting a sophisticated level of landscape architecture in ancient Sri Lanka. The discovery is the result of a collaborative effort involving researchers from the University of Kelaniya, La Trobe University in Australia, the Department of Archaeology, and students from several Sri Lankan universities. Let's now take a look at international news.
International news.
Parent company Air France KLM said flights to Beirut by Air France and low-cost carrier Transavia France will remain suspended until at least Tuesday due to security concerns in the region. 2 French airlines first stopped servicing the route on Monday, a day after Israel vowed to retaliate following rocket fire from Lebanon that killed 12 people in the Israeli-annexed Golan Heights. Let's now take a look at your sports news.
Sports news.
Sports news is from the Olympics. Australian duo Matthew Ebden and John Peers won the gold medal in the Olympic tennis men's doubles as they beat American pair Austin Krajicek and Rajiv Ram 6-7, 7-6, 10-8 today. The bronze medal match will be between Americans Taylor Fritz and Tommy Paul and Czech duo Thomas McCuck and Adam Pavlasek later at Roland Garros. And that's all the news we have for you today. For the very latest, do make sure to follow News First on its social media platforms or simply log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. Thank you for tuning in. Take care. Good night.